Jason Blood Church, pay attention to that salvation message at the beginning. I'm going to talk about church split here, or Christians divided in our time. It doesn't have to be a member of a church. It could be two fellow brothers that sometimes are very passionate about their viewpoints. And, to me, there's a set of key things, like to be saved by the blood of Jesus Christ, to believe in Jesus Christ as God as Son, also to believe in the Trinity and things like that. But there's other doctrines that people can sort of fuss about that, may not be as important. And so we're going to see example in Acts chapter 15 of a parting of two early church individuals from another. And it's Acts 15, verse 36. And some days after Paul said unto Barnabas, let us go again and visit our brethren in every city where we have preached the word of the Lord, and see how they do. And so here we're going to see Barnabas. And Barnabas is determined to take with them John, whose surname was Mark. Now that's his uncle, so he wanted to take him. But we see Paul's reaction is quite different. Paul did not like the idea of bringing Mark, or John Mark, I'll call him for the simple, because his name was both John, and then his surname was Mark. But Paul thought not good to take him with them, and this is the reason. In verse 38, who departed from them from Pamphylia, and went not with them to the work. So maybe he was seen as lazy or not going to finish the task by Paul, and so he didn't want any part of that. And then we'll see what happens because of this statement, verse 39, and the contention was so sharp between them that they departed us under one from the other. And so Barnabas took Mark and sailed unto Cyprus. So Paul and Barnabas had a argument, a split, a disagreement. They didn't see things eye to eye, and that can happen in today's time. It's easy to get mad, it's easy to get frustrated, it's easy to assume that you're right. Maybe they should have prayed about it, maybe they should have reconciled things a little differently, but they didn't. Right? And so what happens? Paul starts his journey with someone else. He was going to go with Barnabas. Now he has to change his path, and God can allow that split to happen, and two sets of Christians do great things, right? It can still be that both can be profitable, or it could be not as profitable as it could have been. So we don't know how that plays out. That's why I think you turn it to the Lord. Verse 40, and Paul chose Silas and departed, being recommended by the brethren unto the grace of God. And he went through Syria and Cilicia, confirming the churches. So that's Cilicia is part of Turkey today. So we see that. Now later on you're going to see what happens to that. But let's go to Matthew 10 and verse 8. I'm just going to paraphrase it. Be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So we're to have advice, and the mouth's going to be poison. So can't take back words you say. It's easy to get mad and to say things you don't mean when you're arguing with, especially with a fellow Christian. You should be softer. And, we did see, Barnabas and Mark go to Cyprus, and Paul and Silas go to Syria and Cilicia. But Paul was wrong at the end. Let's go to I have the wrong thing. Let's go to 2 Timothy. And we'll go 4 verse 11. Only Luke is with me. Take Mark. So there's Mark again. And bring him with thee, for he is profitable to me for the ministry. So now we see Paul saying that he is profitable for the ministry. So you can see the change, that Paul was incorrect, that Mark was indeed prepared to do good work for the Lord, although maybe in the past he wasn't. So maybe his heart wasn't ready. And it's easy to judge people, off of one thing in the past, but rather what's the truth sometimes, and the real will of God is something different. So anyway, just keep that in mind. God bless. Leave your prayer requests on the way out. Have a great day.